News. It's everywhere you turn, but not everyone makes sense of it. The people of ABC News do, and they've been helping you understand for years. Jennings, Donaldson, Threlkeld, Salinger, people you know on ABC's World News Tonight.
And coming up next here on Eyewitness News Tonight.
A 17-year-old boy has severe spinal injuries after the car he was driving plunges off the Galveston seawall.
People along parts of the Texas coast are worried about shark attacks after a shark rips off the arm of a 16-year-old girl.
3 Houston firefighters are grateful to be alive this Easter after being seriously injured while fighting a fire last Thursday night.
And Christians around the world and here in Houston join in celebrations of this holy day. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Rosenfield.
And I'm Melanie Lawson. We'll have these stories and others coming up next on Eyewitness News Tonight.
There's only one radio station in Houston specializing in bright, light, and easy music. It's Coda 99 FM. Coda's the station you can enjoy anytime, anywhere. At home taking it easy, driving in Houston's infamous traffic, or just listening while you work. Coda features news and information, plus coaches Bill Fitch and Jerry Glanville. Bright, light, and easy music, and a whole lot more. Try it for yourself. Coda, KODA 99 FM.
Nice going, Mustang. Have one on me.
Roger, Den Mother.
Great. Trouble with your refreshment system?
Negative. Diet Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
This Diet Pepsi commercial was inspired by the hit movie Top Gun, now available on video cassette.
This innocuous little device is a noise meter.
Check the level. You ready for test?
AT&T developed noise meters to measure the background noise of their long-distance calls. And this is their score. What's the score of a fiber optic line being built by U.S. Sprint?
Go.
Twice as quiet. Call now and save with U.S. Sprint. Why pay more for more noise when you can pay less for less?
You're watching Channel 13, KTRK-TV, Houston, #1 in Texas. Eyewitness News with Melanie Lawson and Jim Rosenfield. Tim Melton has sports and Ed Brandon's 7-day forecast. Now, Channel 13, Eyewitness News Tonight.
Et benedictio Dei omnipotentis, Patris, et Filii,
This is the scene from the Vatican City today as the Pope delivered Mass to more than 150,000 people, all celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ on this Easter Sunday.
In New York, people dressed in their finery crammed the streets and sidewalks to catch a glimpse of the traditional Easter parade there. And here in Houston, Sunday services and Easter egg hunts filled the day that brings families and friends together.
Good evening, everybody. We certainly hope this has been a happy and safe Easter for all of you. We'll have more on today's celebrations all around the world, but first we turn our interest to the Corpus Christi area.
And an uneasiness hangs over portions of the Texas coast tonight. That in the wake of a rare shark attack near Port Aransas yesterday. While a 16-year-old girl lost part of her arm in that attack, area beaches remained open today. Lee Dunkelberg has more.
Thousands of sharks move through these waters annually at this time of year due to a combination of spawning and migration. Evidence of this appeared on the beaches today as several small sharks and other fish washed up along the beach. Experts believe the fish were killed as sharks became ravenous following mating, a normal process. What happened to April Dawn Vaglina was not normal. A shark 5 to 6 feet long severed her right arm as her father beat on the animal. Officials say his efforts and clear-headed first aid applied by her mother saved the girl's life.
For now, these beaches will remain open. Officials say they don't have enough information to even warrant posting a warning sign. And they stress that this kind of shark attack is extremely rare in this area.
I've worked out here since 1975.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Never seen anything like it at all.
County Commissioner J.P. Luby is hoping to get more information from the UT Marine Science Institute in Port Aransas.
Monday, I will try to make arrangements to have a meeting with those people and see what their opinion is of the situation.
As for the Easter beachgoers, the attack had little effect on the holiday crowds.
We had a a fairly good crowd on the beach, and there wasn't very much concern as to the incident last night at all.
The last recorded shark attack in this area was in 1980, and the injury was minor. This is Lee Dunkelberg reporting.
A Houston teenager is in critical condition tonight at Galveston's John Seeley Hospital after his car plunged over the seawall onto a cluster of jagged rocks. 17-year-old Jack Ward of Houston was driving his car at a high rate of speed about 11:30 last night, according to Galveston police, when it left the road and went over the 18-foot-high seawall barrier. The teenager had to be lifted by ropes to a waiting ambulance, then taken to John Seeley. Hospital officials say he is conscious tonight, but suffering from severe spinal injuries. A second passenger in the car was not hurt.
A Sugar Land family got a rude awakening when they returned home from church services. Sugar Land police say a 16-year-old girl was driving westbound on Austin Road last night when she swerved to miss hitting an animal. She apparently lost control of her pickup truck, drove over a curb, and slammed into a house. She then plowed into a fence before striking an electrical guy wire. Electricity in the area was knocked out for a short time. The residents of the home got the shock of a lifetime when they returned to find a gaping hole in their bedroom.
I couldn't believe it. It was just not to our house. I mean, you know, this never happens to you. I was nervous, and, well, my husband was more upset than I was.
The teenage driver was not injured, but was ticketed for failing to control her speed.
This Easter has a special meaning for 3 Houston firefighters who nearly lost their lives battling a blaze early Friday morning. As Christy Myers reports, the firemen are still confined to hospital beds, but they're awfully happy to have caring families, friends, and colleagues.
It was early on the morning of Good Friday. Captain Ed Houck and Ken Bryan were trapped when this tin wall fell on them as they were fighting a warehouse fire. Today, happened from their hospital room, and they say they could literally feel the fire on their backs as they lay trapped for 15 minutes.
And they were hollering, well, we've got everybody out, and Ken started hollering, no, Captain Houck's still under there. And so I started hollering, hey, I'm still here.
I've seen a lot of men die in similar situations, and if it hadn't been for our fellow workers, none of us ever would have made it.
Paul Knapp was partially trapped, but was able to climb out from under the debris and help the rescuers find Houck and Bryan. They will all be out of the hospital sometime this week.
So it really is a special Easter for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Yeah, I can really thank the Lord that I'm here.
Christy Myers, Eyewitness News, Herman Hospital.
Overseas tonight, attempts by a Palestinian terrorist squad to mar this Easter holiday by taking Israeli citizens as hostages has failed tonight. 3 guerrillas, now said to have links with the PLO, were killed by Israeli soldiers after they crossed over the Lebanon-Israel border. A large cache of weapons was discovered near the bodies. Israeli officials say the squad was on a mission to take hostages from a nearby kibbutz. 2 Israeli soldiers died during the gunfire. Tonight, Israeli helicopters are said to have bombed a Palestinian base as a form of retaliation for the penetration of its border.
In Argentina, calm has been restored tonight after a revolt against its government was snuffed out earlier today. In a dramatic move, Argentine President Alfonsín went to the rebels' camp, confronted the leaders there, and secured their surrender and arrest. Rebecca Chase has more.
It was a dramatic announcement from the president of Argentina. We are risking our future and the future of our children, said President Raúl Alfonsín.
Saldré personalmente a Campo de Mayo a intimar la rendición.
And that's why I will go personally to the Campo de Mayo and ask for the surrender of the rebels. The president told the cheering crowd to wait for his return from the nearby army base where rebellious officers have been holed up since Friday. The rebels have been demanding a halt to the prosecution of military officers for human rights violations. Hundreds of thousands had gathered at the Plaza de Mayo in a demonstration of support for the nation's young democracy, only 3 years old. Late today, the president returned to announce that the rebels had surrendered and will be tried in a military court. He told the massive crowd that the rebellion was over, that the people should go home now, kiss their children, and tell them that Argentina is at peace. Rebecca Chase, ABC News, Buenos Aires.
From the Holy Land to the Vatican City, Christians all over the world celebrated this very special holy day.
And here at home, one church carried its Easter message coast to coast, while another took its message to the summit. Stay with us for those stories.
When you rent a car from Avis, it comes with a lot of people who want to make sure you're satisfied. Reservation and counter people, mechanics, managers and maintenance people. They're Avis. You may not always see them, but they're there. Rent a Cadillac from Avis for only $45 a day.
私の娘はね、今シャトルに住んでるんですよ。あんなに遠くにいてもまだ私を冗談ばっかりして笑わせるんですよ。先週も電話かかってきましてね、お父さん、風邪をひかないようにするにはビタミン C を飲んで完治に行くといいわよ。そうすれば風邪をひかんっていうわけ。いや、風邪をひかんっていうわけか。
Only AT&T keeps you this close anywhere in the world. AT&T International Long Distance.
Just because your brother is bigger than you and smarter than you doesn't mean he's better than you.
But he has a gymcraft home.
Ah, that's different.
All around the world today, worshipers celebrated Easter Sunday with prayer and song. In Moscow, hundreds of thousands ignored jeers and security checks to attend services at Russian Orthodox churches. The atmosphere was very different in the Vatican City, where Pope John Paul II celebrated Easter Mass before more than 150,000 Catholics. The pontiff linked the Christian belief in Christ's resurrection to respect for all human life. And in Jerusalem, the message seemed to be respect for all religions, as thousands of Christians from around the world gathered in the Holy Land, where Jesus is believed to have been buried and resurrected.
Easter's really special if you're a Christian. You know, you just got to be here at Easter. I mean, this is where it happened.
Back at home, President and Mrs. Reagan attended Easter services at a Presbyterian church in Santa Barbara, California. And in New York City, the granddaddy of all Easter parades made its traditional way down Fifth Avenue today. Many of the more than 10,000 spectators donned the traditional attire for that annual event, Easter bonnets of every hue and hair. But the day was every bit as reverent as it was festive, with Cardinal John O'Connor holding sunrise services, then appearing to greet the crowds. Here in Houston, there were two unusual events this Easter Sunday, and Christy Myers explains.
It was standing room only at the First United Methodist Church, and millions more people saw today's Easter service because it was broadcast live on ABC. Easter is a solemn yet joyful celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
This is our most significant Sunday, and I'm delighted that you've chosen to celebrate with us here.
Across town, First Baptist Church held services in the summit. 10,000 people sang, led by a choir 1,000 members strong.
Members of First Baptist Church spent $50,000 to celebrate Easter in the summit. They did it because they wanted Easter to be a citywide event.
The Easter celebration is the event of the year for Christians. And I think our people thinking about the living Christ sense his presence more today than any other time of the year. And that's what makes life exciting, and that's what the thrill in the air is.
Christy Myers, Eyewitness News, The Summit.
Quite a service over there.
Nice voice.
Well, the Astros split a doubleheader in Cincinnati.
And they're passing out brewskis in Milwaukee. Tim Melton has those stories coming up next.
Hertz announces great low weekly rates, like $89 a week here in Arizona.
Or only $79 a week here in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, Arnie? Well, what about $99 a week here in sunny California?
Yeah! Or, OJ, only $49 a week here in sunny Florida.
Brutal, Juice, brutal. Hertz, you don't just rent a car, you rent a company. A traveler on business needs an ally in someone who knows what is best and by what arts it may be secured. That person can be found at every Westin hotel, adept at orchestrating the ticket, the transport, the improbable, the impossible. Those who deliver concierge services at Westin are another dividend that makes your stay just what it ought to be. Caring, comfortable, civilized.
Well, Tim Melton was just explaining to us what brewskis were in Milwaukee that they're passing out. Go ahead.
Yes, Brewers, that's because of the beer company, and everybody's happy because they're playing so well, so I'm sure that somebody's partaking somewhere. Anyway, on to the Astros. Astros went on the road 7 days ago, and they were 6-0. They limp home tonight 8-5. Still 149 games to go, but it's quite obvious that Cincinnati is going to be one of the teams, if not the team, to beat. And the Astros failed to do that 3 out of 4 times this weekend. They played 2 in Riverfront Stadium today, and the Astros were again hoping Mike Scott would stop the bleeding, but he started the game by giving up this homer to Cal Daniels. After that, he was the Mike Scott we all have come to know and love. And Billy Doran came to the rescue, a solo homer in the third to give the Astros the lead for good at 2-1. Then in the fifth, Doran, who is from the Cincinnati area, unloaded a 2-run shot. The Astros had a 4-1 lead. Billy Hatcher doubled for one of his 3 hits in the game, and then Phil Garner followed with a home run. Scott's back tightened up on him in the 7th, but Larry Anderson was perfect in relief, and the Astros took the opener 7-3. Then in the nightcap, Hatcher, who had 9 hits in the series, followed Doran's leadoff walk with a 2-run homer and a doubleheader sweep seemed a good bet. But the Reds got 2 runs off Danny Darwin in the first, and then leading 3-2 here in the 5th, it was shaky, just like you're seeing. Cal Daniels, his 3rd home run of the weekend, it was 4-2. Then you began thinking maybe the sweep wasn't meant to be. Tracy Jones robs Kevin Bass on that play, and still down 4-2 in the 7th. Terry Poole at second. Mark Bailey singles to right. Now Poole slowed coming around third, and Dave Parker throws to the plate. The umpire set out, but take a look at the replay. Poole's foot is there way before the tag, but it's been that kind of a road trip. Senior Smoke once again got smoked for a 2-run homer. You wonder why Lanier keeps calling on Aurelio Lopez, and this was the final nail in the coffin. Terry Poole pops it up. Butera has it. He doesn't have it, but Buddy Bell has it. That's the way it goes. 6-2, they lose it. Astros back home on Tuesday. By the way, they have activated Dickie Thon. He'll play for Tucson. On the scoreboard, San Francisco, winner over Atlanta today, 4-3. Dodgers 9-1 over San Diego. Pittsburgh 5-2 over the Phillies. St. Louis knocks off New York 4-2, and Montreal 3-1 over Chicago. One of your stranger plays took place in St. Louis today. Mets catcher Barry Lyons chases the foul pop into the Cardinal dugout, where he runs into St. Louis pitcher John Tudor, who wasn't pitching and obviously wasn't paying attention. Result, broken bone in the knee. Tudor's out for 2 months. The highlight of Montreal's win, watch this. Andy McGaffigan doesn't move until the last minute, and he ducks right out of the way of Sean Dunston, who came up empty. But talk about dodging a bullet. How about those Milwaukee Brewers? They took a perfect 11-0 mark into today's game with Texas in Milwaukee, but they trailed it 4-1 in the 9th. 2 out, 2 on when Rob Deere hit his 2nd homer of the game, 7th of the year, to tie things at 4. Then Dale Swaim stepped up with a man aboard.
Long one to right. 12 in a row.
They have won 12 games in a row. Major League record is 13. On the scoreboard, Yankees took 2 from Kansas City, 5-0, 1-0. Greg Swindell started a sweep for the Tribe with a 3-0 shutout in the opener. Boston 4-1 over Toronto today. Chicago 7-2 over the Tigers. Minnesota by a run over California. Seattle 8-1 winners over Oakland. Beginning tomorrow, the PGA Tour players are going to move into the city for the Houston Open, which begins out at the Woodlands. Today, Doug Sanders Sr.'s tournament ended up in Kingwood, and Bruce Keatson was there.
Despite this trouble on 13, Charlie Owens was surviving better than anyone else today, salvaging par with this 10-footer and taking over the lead. He was in front by 2 shots on 17 when Bruce Crampton lined up a 50-foot birdie putt.
Were you really thinking you could make that putt on 17?
There's no question that I could make it. The only question was, could I do it the first time?
It dove in the left side of the hole for a birdie, moving him within 1 of Owens in the lead. But Charlie wasn't worried.
I felt like if I could get it down in 2, which I did, a par, then he had to do the same thing on the next hole.
Crampton did just that, hitting first from the fairway and knocking it stiff, 18 inches from the cup, setting up yet another birdie, his 3rd in a row, that sent them back to 16, a short par 5 for a playoff. Owens' second shot was just short of the green. Crampton clipped a branch trying to fade it around a tree.
I think Sidney the koala was sitting there, and he just kicked it on its way.
Owens chipped up and then made his 8-footer for a birdie. Crampton calmly rolled in his eagle putt for the win.
I've got no explanation to that. I'm really not that good.
Well, if you can't finish first, I guess second is the next best place.
That's worth $22 grand. Crampton won $30,000. At the Deerwood Club, Bruce Geetson, Eyewitness Sports.
As for the guys who will be coming to the Woodlands, Davis Love III won the Heritage Classic today by a shot over Steve Jones, who double bogeyed the 18th hole. Rockets keeping an eye on Golden State Clipper game tonight, because if the Golden State Warriors win, that means that the Rockets would start the playoffs Friday in Portland. If Golden State were to lose, they would begin on Thursday in Utah. Golden State is winning by 11 at the half right now. Boston has the home court advantage throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs. They got the best record, knocking off Atlanta 118-107 today. Philadelphia by 6 over Washington. Dr. J at 24 in his final regular season appearance. And the Virginia Slims Tour will move into town this week. And today, Steffi Graf defeated Hannah Manlikova, Martina, Chris, Hannah, all the girls, Zena, Lori McNeil, all will be in town this week, along with the golfers and the Astros and everybody else.
And you are going to be where?
I will be over with the Rockets, probably important.
Okay. All right, we'll look forward to it. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Well, Ed Brandon has a look at this week's forecast.
And it was almost hot enough today to scramble eggs in Memorial Park. We'll explain that one a little later. Stay with us.
Hours ago, a storm left this office powerless. Typewriters, computers, none of today's modern business tools were working. Except one. You see, as a GTE switching technician, Ted Benfield knew people were counting on him to keep the phones working. And that's what he was going to do, even if it meant hooking up a portable generator to every switching station in the area. Which, by the way, is exactly what he did. GTE, quality service from quality people.
Monday on the 3 o'clock $1 million movie. The greenhorn is surrounded by Indians, and his friends better come up with a plan quick.
We're going to stampede the herd down into that arroyo and drive those Indians off.
We wouldn't stand a chance down there.
He's a goner anyway.
What's the matter with you anyway, rescattering our herd all over the territory like that?
What are you bellyaching about? You're still wearing your hair, aren't you?
I was doing fine. I could have fought those Indians off one by one.
Jack Lemmon is the cowboy. Monday's 3 o'clock $1 million movie here on 13.
It's your line, Mel.
Okay. What would Easter be for the youngsters without a traditional search for eggs of all colors? Thank you.
Hundreds of Houston area children scrambled over to Memorial Park today for the biggest Easter egg hunt in town. Debbie Johnson has the story, I think.
Anticipation was mounting as hundreds of Houston area children ages 4 through 9 registered to participate in this year's Memorial Park Easter egg hunt, sponsored by KRBE Radio and Toys R Us, along with the Parks and Recreation Department. At 2 o'clock sharp, the hunt began, which resembled more of an egg scramble as the kids took off.
I went so fast because that's how I have to find.
Where did you find them? Where did you look?
I found them everywhere.
And it looks like you've already been eating some chocolate eggs, have you? Did the Easter Bunny come visit this morning, too?
Yes.
So you got 2 Easter baskets, huh?
My sister has one.
Are you going to be able to eat all that candy?
Yes.
You're going to share it with your brothers and sisters?
Yes.
That's very... Some parents took the whole thing in stride from the sidelines in this case. And this young winner's secret? Look for the orange eggs. Enough of those win you a stuffed rabbit of your very own. Maybe even 2. Debbie Johnson, Eyewitness News.
Ed was the one on the right.
I didn't see the picture.
It was a rabbit.
Oh, it was a rabbit. Okay.
Yeah.
Want to do the weather now? Is it my line?
It's your line now.
Okay,
Go ahead.
we'll talk about the weather. The 7-day forecast presented by Texas Commerce Banks. It was a warm day in Texas today, but first let's talk about the rest of the country. A frontal system moving through the Rockies is helping to pull moisture up out of the Gulf of Mexico. Southeasterly winds have returned to Houston. Those southeasterly winds are bringing moisture. The frontal system will help the cloud bank to increase, so we can expect some clouds for the next couple of days. In advance of the frontal system, temperatures reached record highs from North Dakota to Texas, from Mississippi through Tennessee up to Michigan. Record highs in all of those states today, and we're talking about temperatures in the 80s and the 90s. Meanwhile, back behind the front, temperatures were as much as 20 to 25 degrees below what they were at the same times yesterday. A trough of low pressure precedes the front. The whole system will move through the Houston area during the next couple of days. The main thing we'll see is an increase in humidity plus a chance of rain probably during the early or midweek period. At 9 o'clock tonight, temperatures range from 65 at Amarillo to 84 at Laredo. It's 70 degrees on Galveston Island. High temperatures in the state today, record high temperatures in the state were set here in Houston, in Dallas, and in Lubbock. All of them reached 92 degrees. Elsewhere, high temperatures range from 76 at Galveston and 77 at El Paso to 96 at Laredo and 101 at Lajitas. Here in Houston, our low temperature this morning, 57 degrees. That 92, as we said, a record high for the day. No rainfall, of course. At 10 o'clock at Intercontinental Airport, 73. Here at KTRK, 75. At Hobby, 69. Barometer rising. Wind southeasterly at 7. The relative humidity, 68%. The next 7 days should be a little bit like this. There'll be a trough of low pressure, as we said, moving toward us tomorrow. Partly sunny skies in the morning, increasing clouds during the afternoon. By Tuesday, we should have a fairly good cloud bank in here and a chance of rain as the frontal system gets even closer to us. On Wednesday, it looks like the front will slow down a little bit, so it could continue the chance of rain through the early part of the day on Wednesday. We'll probably get that trough through here late Tuesday night. On Thursday, things will begin to get better as the frontal system begins to break up over the Gulf of Mexico. Partly sunny skies on Thursday. Friday, even a little bit better than that. Another system will be moving across the central portion of the United States, moving more in an east than a southeasterly direction. On Saturday, we'll see partly sunny skies. There'll be widespread rainfall from the central Gulf Coast up through the Great Lakes, back into the Midwest, also in the Pacific Northwest and New England. And then 1 week from today on Sunday, we should see another partly sunny day. A new frontal system moving down from Canada. A little bit too late in the season for a really massive outbreak of cold air, so the front will become a warm front in Kansas, and it'll probably break up before it gets to us, but it will be interesting to watch anyway. Sunrise tomorrow morning in Houston at 6:50, set tomorrow afternoon at 7:51. 1 week from today, the sun will rise at 6:44 and set at 7:55. And the forecast for the next 3 days, a little bit different from last week. Partly sunny skies. Generally, the trend for the week should be cloudy in the morning, partly sunny in the afternoon, except for Tuesday and perhaps Wednesday when there's a chance of rain. Lows will be in the 60s. Highs will be in the 80s. We'll have southerly winds that will shift briefly to the north or northwest as that weak frontal system moves through here. That's the 7-day forecast. Melanie and Jim will be back.
Tuesday on the 3 o'clock $1 million movie. You've got to be tough to win or crazy to try.
The 1,000-mile race of some of the roughest, toughest country that I've ever seen.
Hey, look out.
How do you like being a race promoter?
If I pull this one off, I bet you I can run a war.
I'm riding.
Lady, I'm a crazy man. You see, I just don't care.
Should be interesting.
Should be a nightmare.
Your idea?
Yep.
Larry Hagman stars in Checkered Flag or Crash. Tuesdays, 3 o'clock $1 million movie here on 13.
Special fundraiser is underway tonight at a Northwest Harris County nightclub.
It's all part of an effort to garner support and money for the Houston Foundation for Vietnam Veterans. The event is called Texas Rocks for Vets, featuring 3 live rock bands. The Veterans Organization hopes to generate more than $3,000 from tonight's gathering for a march set for Memorial Weekend. Hundreds of veterans and rock fans paid $5 apiece to listen to the music and support the Houston Veterans Organization.
Finally tonight, the people of the Swiss town of Tierchen celebrated this Easter holiday in grand style. In record-breaking style, they hope, too. This rabbit wasn't about to fit into anybody's Easter basket. It stands 18 feet tall, and nearly 1,000 pounds of what we assume to be Swiss chocolate make up Bunny's body. But one thing this huge hare didn't need was refrigeration. It was built 5,000 feet up in the Swiss Alps. And once the bunny-suited para-skiers dropped in for the occasion, it was every man for himself, provided he had a chisel. For that's what it took to get a morsel.
Ouch. You
The
had to have
dental bills must be going up, too.
No kidding. You had to have a pretty good set of teeth for that. Well, we hope you had a happy Easter, and we'll, of course, see you again next weekend, Saturday at 6 o'clock. Have a good week in the meantime.
Good night, everybody.